welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy, and today we're going to be doing what is called the full review. This is the part 2 of a 3-part series that I do when I'm reviewing a whiskey or other libation. So part 1 is called Off the Rip, where I get the bottle home, I crack it open, have the first pour, and share those first impressions with you, because that's what really counts. Sharing is caring, people. If you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. For all my returning viewers, welcome back. You know how we do. Come on in, get seated, and let's get the show on the road, shall we? Okay, so this is the Talisker 10-year. If you follow the channel, you know I've done the Talisker Storm. I found out that there are, I think I lost count. I was counting the expressions on the website, and most of those are probably not going to be available us here stateside, but there's like a dozen, maybe 15 different expressions. And I don't believe that that includes limited editions and limited releases. So yeah, this seems to be an extended line. So this is the 10-year, which as I understand it is the base expression, and then the Storm was the second. So I started with the Storm because this one costs more than the Storm. So Mr. Randy did pay just under $60. This was a flash sale. Now normally I have seen this as low as $75, but that was only one, and that was definitely not within my area. There was a bit of driving required for a $75 bottle. In my local area, this is being sold for $85 out the door. I got it for just under $60. It was a flash sale. I did have to go get this. This was not delivered. Wait, was it? No. No. Yeah, no, this one was not delivered. Okay, I did go pick this one up. I got it for less than $60 out the door. That's why I went and got it. Getting it delivered would have put it over $60, and that would have broken my my whole rule about the price ceiling. So if you don't know, my price ceiling is pinned at $60, but that is gonna change here very soon, because now I'm starting to get into the $60 to $70 range, where you're gonna get a whole bunch more of quality bottles. Especially when it comes to Scotch. That's where we really start hitting a sweet spot, is between that $60 and $70 range. So this is 45.8%. There you go, 45.8%. Ruggedly maritime, sweet, smoke, peat, pepper. All of that is very true. So this is the oldest distillery on the Isle of Skye, that is in Scotland. You do have all your information. This is a Diageo product, imported via New York. So they established it in 1830. So they did give you a nice box, the same box that they had the Storm. I think there's the Sky. I think it looks very similar. This is orange-ish, if it really comes across as orange. The Storm, I believe, was red, made by the sea. All your information, I'll give you a slow scroll. You want to pause it, read it. You got all that, and that's the box. Well, thanks for your service. Now it's chucked in the bin. So here we go. Now let's get a pour on. That's what you've been waiting for, isn't it? Waiting for that pour. Oh, okay. Now we're gonna break out Mr. Randy's handy dandy whiskey color scale and get us the coloring, nail this coloring down. So we're going to give you a look at it before that. It is a nice, beautiful color. It's a very good color. Unfortunately, I did find out that color is added. Now, I don't like the addition of things that are not necessary, especially chemicals. But off camera, like I said, Mr. Randy's handy dandy whiskey color scale. Off camera, I'm going to peg it about a burnt amber. I think they said it was a gold. But it's much darker than any golds. But I'm gonna pin it at burnt amber. Yeah, I'm gonna pin it at burnt amber. Getting it on the nose, you're getting smoke, peat. I'd probably rearrange it. I'd probably start off with peat, smoke, brine, pepper, some of that cracked black pepper, dry fruit. It's definitely got some sweetness to it. It definitely got my lips, got me salivating, because you know it's got that peat, smoke, and brine. Anything that comes from the islands or the Isla It's definitely going to be something that Mr. Randy's going to love. So, as far as viscosity goes, I think there's something wrong with the glass. I think I may have done something to the inside of the glass. I don't use any harsh detergents. I just use Dawn dish soap. That's the only thing that's about the harshest I'll go on anything glass or anything else that I eat off of or from. But I have not gotten much in the ways of viscosity. It starts to put some legs on it, but then it just kind of sheets off. If you have any opinions or comments about maybe how to rectify that or anything like that, go ahead and leave that in the comment section. I'm more than willing to try it. So let's go ahead and get this on the palate. Very tasty. First, you're going to get a bunch of pepper and brine, a little bit of sweetness, that kind of sweetness you get from dry fruit. Some peat, some smoke, some brine. Pepper is a little closer to the front. It's got this sort of aftertaste, which is unique, I'd have to say. It's very nice. We'll go ahead and get one more. It is delicious. It is really good. Let's go ahead and get that finish on it. There's a little bit left. As soon as I took in a breath to say that, whew, I went right back to the esophagus and just kind of like heated it up. So it starts on the tip of the tongue, of course. Most of these Islay whiskeys, they do start off with that pepper, that peat, and the saltiness of the brine, and the smoke from the oak. It does like hit the tip of the tongue. I'm getting quite a bit like on the back of the tongue, not so much anything on the middle. It went from the tip to the back, it skipped the middle. I got some on the cheeks and the jowls. I'm still licking my lips because it's like that sea spray. If you've ever been to the beach, or if you've ever been to the coastlines or anything like that, you can tell it's like you get that saltiness that's in the air. It gets on your lips, and you lick your lips, and it makes it even worse because now that saltiness in the air is going to stick to your lips more. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. So the finish, there is that peaty smokiness, brining, a little bit of sweet. Not a whole lot on the dry fruit. It's probably taking a back seat, if not all the way in the trunk. It's a pretty good finish. It's balanced. I'd say this is a well-balanced whiskey. Full-bodied, maybe. So it's got a really good nose. We always know anything that comes from the islands or Islay is going to be a beautiful on the nose. The differences between the intensities of what's in there, it's going to depend on the distillery and how they choose to do it. The palate are all relatively the same. Okay, so now the finish is pretty much gone. And if you've ever like used chloroseptic spray or any kind of like throat lozenge or something, you know that sort of that aftertaste that those sprays give you, and that sort of numbing tingliness with like your taste buds are now just like flat. That's what the lingering aftertaste is, and that sensation on the tongue. It's not bad. Nothing another pour won't cure. Absolutely. So it's got a really good finish, as any other ones do that come from the Isle of Skye or Islay. Not every Islay is the same, so just keep that in mind. You do find a rare creature from the Islay that is way off from anything else. Okay, so my score. So given that this is regularly a $75 to $85 bottle, it is 45.8, which is kind of nice. I don't know why I didn't just push it to 46. No information about that. This is from Loch Harport. They do use American and European casks / butts. And like I said, they did add color. They did state that there is color, and they didn't put that out front. Absolutely take that in mind. They did not put that out front. I had to dig way in the back, all the clutter that they wanted to throw out, but they forgot what trash day was. I'm probably going to give it I'm going to give it a solid 4 out of 5. I think it's earned it. I wish that a few things would have been different. Might have pushed it up and gave it probably a strong 4 out of 5 for sure. The price point is definitely an oucher. A little bit of an ouchie. They did give you some decent amount of information. I got more information from other people's websites than I did straight from the Talisker. I couldn't find anything out about where it was done. Like, I mean, it does say it's a Diageo product, which is imported via New York. It comes from Talisker, but other than that, I couldn't find out. Like, it said very generic information when you asked like who bottled it or like who distilled it, but it just says Talisker. So Talisker, I guess, is the overall brand name that just owns all of it. And they don't want to disclose the process. That's fine, I guess. But there's a few things, I guess, could make it better and push it up more towards that 5 barrier. I'm going to have to go ahead and state that my comparison of the 10-year to the Storm, I definitely, as most people have said, I prefer the Storm over the 10-year. Now, we are getting into an era where a lot of people are starting to like the 12 years better than the 10s. Case in point, the Glenmorangie is discontinuing their 10-year line to put everything into the 12-year line, and that is an excellent move. That is a very smart move because I've had the 10, and I thought that was going to put me off of the Glenmorangie line completely. Then I had a little sampler. That video is in my library, so go ahead and look it up if you're interested. I had the what was it, the 15, the 14, and the 12. And so then I'm like, I got to go back and try the 12 full bottle. And that was definitely worth it. And it really salvaged the way I feel and see about the Glenmorangie. But my fair price for this is going to be 40 to 45-ish. I really don't think that it's worth more than that. I definitely wouldn't pay more than 50 again for this bottle. If I did find it in that $40 to $45 range, it would definitely be something I'd like to pick up. I would keep it as a stash bottle, or I would use it to make my own infinity Scotch bottle. That's just definitely something I could pour in there. It would definitely add to it. Like I said, my fair price, $40 to $50. Would I buy this again? Like I said, not at anywhere from 75 to 85. If I find it for more along the 40 to 45, I definitely might pick this one up. It's like if there was a liquidation sale or something like that, I definitely want to grab one at a very low price. So let us know what you think in the comments. What do you think about Talisker? What's your favorite one? Which one should I try next? I'm thinking about the Sky, but I'm not too sure as of yet. Might be a while until we get another Talisker in here. But as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. You have a good one.